Hey guys, welcome back and happy Friday. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to wash your produce during a pandemic. Let's get started. So the number one step you want to do is wash your hands. We need to decontaminate those little bad boys, so really get in there and scrub them up good. Second step is if you're not using a bucket like this and you're going to use your sink, spray it down with bleach and rinse it out with really hot water and wipe it down. That way we're starting with a clean surface all the way around. Depending on the kind of produce that you're washing, you'll want to use a brush, so any kind of a root vegetable, and I just got this brush at the Dollar Tree, and just get in there and knock off all that surface dirt, and that's not necessary for things that you're gonna peel and whatnot because it'll come off when you soak it if it's flat, something like a cucumber. But these root vegetables, we really want to get in there and just knock all that off. Now, if we're dealing with something a little bit more fragile like lettuce, just simply submerging it in this mixture and agitating it with your hand. No, not agitate the way that your children are doing because they're home all day long, but like moving it around inside the water will knock off anything that you need to be concerned about. Now this first part, what we're trying to do is with a vinegar salt mixture, we are going to disinfect bacteria and viruses. And nothing is foolproof, especially not with this coronavirus situation, but this is the best that we can do for right now. So this is what is always recommended to use, and you are more than welcome to use this regular traditional distilled white vinegar, but it only has 5% acidity. And even things like pickling and canning vinegar, which you see pictured here, you can use those for sure 100%. But since the coronavirus wants to be so nasty, I found this stuff called cleaning vinegar, which I did not even know existed. And since this isn't science class and nobody has time for that, I'm just going to give you the short and dirty. This has 6% acidity, which is 1% more, but that 1% more gives this 20% more cleaning power. So this is what I'm going to use. And since we're in the middle of a pandemic, guys, I was trying to show you and then put the vinegar back because I'm not trying to waste product right now. And it spilled everywhere. And I was like, oh, who ordered the vinegar salad? Because wow. Well, but here's the good news. My desk is really, really clean. Back to the video. Anyway, so you're going to take 1/2 cup of cleaning vinegar and 1 gallon of just regular water. And then you want to add 4 tablespoons of salt. You can use sea salt, pink Himalayan salt if you're just rich and want to throw money around like a crazy person, or just cheap regular salt works too. Mix it up until it dissolves just a little bit, and then this is where we're going to get our first bath. Now, I personally would let this sit between 15 and 30 minutes. Oh, that is nasty. Look at what I do for you guys. Anyway, 15 to 30 minutes in this first rinse. And then, can we just look at that? That is really gross. And to think of how many times I have literally just run my produce under some water and then thrown it in my mouth. I need help. All right, we're going to rinse it off through the colander or strainer, whatever it's called wherever you live. And this is going to help, alleviate any concerns. I know some people may think, oh, that's too strong to clean with, but it's cleaning vinegar. So I think we're good. So then we're going to take 4 tablespoons of baking soda, and we're doing this to get rid of pesticides, guys. It is a well-documented fact that baking soda pulls pesticides off of products. So let's just go ahead and give ourselves every advantage and knock those bad boys right off there. So we're going to go ahead and move stuff around and just clean it up. And then again, it's time for a rinse. These poor potatoes, well, actually, they're getting like a little spa treatment here. And then I use these rags, which I love. And again, everything is linked below, and I pat everything dry because you do not want anything to be moist because, mold and things just love that environment. So I just pat everything dry and then I put it away so it's ready to go. I did want to touch on this because I know a lot of people recommend using dishwashing soap. I mean, I'm not doing that for something that's going in my mouth, but if you have a dirty mouth, clean it up. I did want to mention that whenever you're dealing with things like berries or things like that, and because of this whole coronavirus situation, this does sort of present a tactical issue because you're not really supposed to rinse them before you eat them, and I'll explain why in a second, but you don't really want them in your refrigerator until you've rinsed them. So my advice would be, if you're going to eat berries right now, that as soon as they come home, you need to consume those or rinse them, dry them, and freeze them, and I will do that in another video. The reason we don't wash berries before, really long time before we eat them, is because they have a really porous texture. So they absorb a lot of moisture and they can tend to mold and mildew. And you know this because every time you spend $5 on a little bin of raspberries and you get to eat 3 of them before they go off in your refrigerator, there you go, I'm telling you the truth. So if you're gonna get berries, I would rinse them and eat them right away. Now, the very last thing that I have for you is this is going to be sort of like a on the go, or also I use this in my refrigerator, and it's going to help to sort of preserve things. And I forgot to say this at the top of the video, that doing this wash actually extends the life of your produce. So, I mean, not only is it good for cleaning purposes, but it's actually a preservative and it makes your produce last longer, which in a pandemic is, yep, I'm here for it. So what you're gonna do is you are going to take 2 tablespoons of baking soda and then either 1 tablespoon of lemon juice or 1 teaspoon of citric acid. And citric acid is going to be basically like a concentrated version of lemon juice. So if you run out of lemon juice, you can use citric acid. I do have all of that linked below. I absolutely love that stuff, and I'm going to shoot a video about like 15 ways that you can use it. But guys, that's how we end up with the best, safest version of produce that we can eat during this entire pandemic situation. And the very last thing that I wanted to say is, I know that there are a lot of formulas out there that mix together baking soda and vinegar, but that basically reduces the power of both of them. So I personally would keep them separate like this, and I think a lot of people would agree with me. Look how clean this produce is, guys. All right, well, that is going to be a wrap on today's video. I hope you enjoyed that. I always appreciate you guys spending some time with me. Please consider leaving a like and leave any comments that you have below. To be notified when I upload new videos, just go ahead and click subscribe and hit that little bell notification. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!